What's up, guys? I'm back again today. My name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing you a very fun, casual, competitive deck, Adamancipator Gem Knight. This deck can combo off and do a lot of different things. The price tag isn't very expensive either. I built this deck for about 40 bucks, and it's a lot of fun to play. This deck does allow you a lot of capabilities into comboing into either Gem Knight or the Adamancipator plays to further enable your deck to establish either a negate, burn for damage, or swing for game. This deck has a lot of capabilities moving forward, especially with the new Gem Knight releases and further rock support. However, I just want to bring this to you guys today as a more fun but lower cost option to a deck that you can play either casually or for more meta-ish decks that you would like to try in your actual locals format. This deck is very capable of doing a lot of different things. It has definitely gotten me a record of being a real pain at locals, where I can just burn completely for full damage if my opponent's special summon, or just establishing a way to interact with my opponent and negate stuff. Yes, I do not run hand traps in this deck build, but you'll see as to why. You can make any modifications that you would like to further implement hand traps so you can interact further, or in certain cases, you can actually add more cards to it, as it can function as a 60 card deck as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop right on into the deck profile, and I'll show you a little bit more. So first, I'm going to start off with the Adamancipator cards. First off, I play 3 Adamancipator Seeker. This card is a lot of fun, because if you control an Adamancipator monster, you can special summon this card from your hand onto the field. When it's summoned, you can activate the effect during the main phase. Then you can excavate the top 5 cards from your deck, and if you do, special summon one of the level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monsters and place the rest on the bottom of the deck. This allows you to get into your Gem Knight engine or into another Adamancipator monster that isn't a tuner. For me, I use it to usually get my Gem Knights onto the board so I can go through and cycle through a lot of different capabilities, such as going into Gallant Granite, summoning more monsters that I do not want to see in my hand through Gem Knight Alexandrite, and it allows me further capabilities to further synchro up into a level 6 or establish more link plays. Well, I know that's not all that I play for Adamancipators. I do play Researcher, which is basically the better version of Seeker. Researcher is if you control a rock monster, you can special summon her. And then you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck during your main phase, special summon level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster. Place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. This allows you to basically go ahead and do the same thing as Seeker, but it's a much easier summon for the deck. I do play 3 Analyzer, as Analyzer is very beneficial. It is very helpful for the deck. In the case of if you're going second and your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon him. You don't have to worry about having another Adamancipator monster or a rock monster. He's just basically a free summon if your opponent controls a monster. He does have the same effect as the Seeker and Researcher to reveal top 5, and then special summon level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster, which can help you through a lot of plays. Because him plus a level 4 Gem Knight gets you Gallant Granite, which can get you Researcher, which can get you into further summoning options. For the rest of the main deck Adamancipator monsters, I play 2 Crystal Dragite. You can swap one of these out for the green rock, which is Adamancipator Crystal Raptite, if I remember correctly. But I personally play Dragite at 2, so I can get a free draw. All right. So, as that is all our Adamancipator cards, what is the rest of the main deck? Well, we're going to go look at the Gem Knight monsters next. For that, I play 3 Gem Knight Lazuli. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. So if you send it to the graveyard off of Foolish, off of a fusion from hand, off of a monster effect such as Lady Lapis Lazuli, you can add a normal monster from your deck to your hand. Well, what do we play for those normal monsters? We play 3 Lapis, we play the 1 Tourmaline, and the 1 Garnet. Wouldn't be Gem Knights without the Gem Knight Garnet. This deck does allow you to do a lot of capabilities with these plays, as if these two are summoned, either by unexpected die or through another Gem Knight effect, and you have another level 4 on board, it enables you to go into your Gallant Granite, which is very helpful. Well, for the other Gem Knight effect monsters, I play 2 Gem Knight Alexandrite. This card is very helpful. It's a level 4 rock that we can get off our Adamancipators. It can tribute summon, or tribute itself when it's on the board to special summon 1 Gem Knight monster, so you can summon Garnet or Tourmaline or Lapis, depending on what you need, to allow you to further combo off. The next, I play 2 Obsidian, which allows you to special target 1 level 4 lower normal monster in your graveyard, special summon that target if it is sent from your hand to the graveyard, as it can help you get through some of those tougher plays while using Gem Knight Fusion, or in certain cases, Polymerization. And then finally, the one of, I play 1 Gem Knight Emerald. You can banish this face-up card you control and 1 face-up normal monster you control to target 1 Gem Knight Fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard. I have not once activated this effect. It is usually just a level 4 additional rock monster that I can use to summon off the Adamancipator effects, so I can go into my Gallant Granite plays. It's very helpful and lets you combo pretty easily. Well, that's all the monsters I do have for this deck. However, we do have a lot of spells to go through. So what are the spells looking like? Well, since we play at least 5 normal monsters, I play 3 Unexpected Die. This allows you to, if you control no monsters, special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck. So literally gets you either Garnet, Tourmaline, or Lapis, which is a very easy way to start off and further build your board. Now, if you want to have a rock monster specifically, so you can do Researcher, you would have to grab Lapis because she's the only normal rock. Tourmaline is a thunder and Garnet is a pyro, I believe. Yep. Next, this card is very debatable. I play it at 2 on Master Duel. You can play it at 3. In my case, if you're wanting to fit in hand traps, I would cut this down to 2 and leave only 2 there, as it's hard to get it recycled back if it is banished or you do not have access to it sooner. Then I do play the 3 Absorb Fusion. Once again, you can cut this down to 1 or 2 in this variant if you are running hand traps. Either way, this card is very helpful because it allows you to add a Gem Knight card from your deck to your hand, and you can apply the effect. You can fusion summon 1 Gem Knight Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing 1 fusion material listed on it from your hand or your side of the field. You can activate 1 Absorb Fusion per turn, but you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this except for Gem Knight monsters. There is a huge problem with this card, with this deck, to where you do not want to activate it if you're trying to go into Gallant Granite, Gem Knights, or not Gem Knights, Gallant Granite or the Adamancipator engine, because it will only lock you into being able to summon Gem Knights themselves, which isn't that much of a problem because in certain cases that's all you have in hand, which can help you out a lot. But you want to be sure that that is the play you want to go down, because it does open you up to Dimensional Barrier, and in the odd case, non-fusion area, for preventing you from being able to summon from your extra deck for fusion monsters. Well, what do we do for Monster Revival then? I play 3 Adamancipator Signs and 1 Monster Reborn. Adamancipator Signs is really good because it allows you to target 1 rock in your graveyard, special summon a defense position. Then if you special summon an Adamancipator monster, which can trigger off your Dragite or any of your Adamancipator tuners, if you have them engrave and have them activate their effects per turn, you can take and stack a card that is a level 4 or lower rock monster on top of the deck, so you'll have a target to hit. I play the Monster Reborn because it is very helpful for long con in the game, because you will burn through your monsters in your extra deck very fast. Next, I play the 2 Twin Twisters for spell and trap removal, the 1 Raigeki. You can change this to a Harpy's Feather Duster and 2 Raigeki, or you could change it to Lightning Storm. It's honestly up to you on how you want it to go. This is an older format kind of deck before Lightning Storm was released. I haven't really updated it because I still like the way this deck plays. Twin Twister also gives you the capability of discarding a card and putting a card in the graveyard for further plays in case you're needing to get rid of a Gem Knight monster so you can activate signs or anything like that. But to each their own, you have the capability of modifying any way you like. The one card that I do play as a trap, though, is Brilliant Spark. This card is great in certain matchups. If a face-up Gem Knight monster you control is destroyed by an opponent's attack or card effect, target one of those monsters, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. This card is in your graveyard. You can send one Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard. Add this card to your hand. So you can send Gem Knight Fusion to add this back to your hand, and then Gem Knight Fusion to banish one of your Gem Knight monsters in your graveyard to add it back. Brilliant Spark is a great way if you're trying to burn for more damage at the end step or during your opponent's turn if they're more worried of hitting in for damage. It's a great way to just finish out the game. All right, so that's all the cards I have in the main deck. Well, what about the extra? For the extra deck, of course, it's going to look a little clunky, but I play 3 Lapis Lazuli. It must be first fusion summoned with the materials from the actual card itself, which is Gem Knight Lapis and a Gem Knight monster. You can special summon it once per turn and only once per turn. You cannot summon more than one. You can send one Gem Knight monster from your main deck or extra deck to the graveyard and inflict damage, 500 damage to your opponent for each special summon monster on the field, which is very cool because in this case, this deck does special summon a lot. You can establish at least 2,000 damage off of the Gem Knight Lady Lapis, her effect, because you'll usually summon up to, I think the least I've summoned up is 6 monsters and ended with 1,500 damage, then went into Gem Knight Brilliant Diamond to summon out Master Diamond to do even more. But it does enable burn capabilities and allow you to go further. Well, for monster or spell or card removal, I play the 1 Gem Knight Prismura. Must be fusion summoned. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gem Knight card, aka Gem Knight Fusion, from your hand to the graveyard. Target 1 face-up card on the field and destroy that target. It's helpful as just a quick pop. Gem Knight Citrine is a one of. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. Basically a smaller Ancient Gear Golem, kind of. It's a little better, in my opinion, with its effect, but it is smaller. That's the only problem I have with it. Then I play the 1 Gem Knight Zirconia. This guy is just fun. Gem Knight and any rock monster, so any of your Adamancipator cards, if you can't get them onto the board, allows you to go into Gem Knight Zirconia very easily. Then I play the 1 Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. She's great because if you get Obsidian off and you have a normal monster on the board, you can use Brilliant Diamond off of your Link effect. You'll fusion summon into Lady Brilliant Diamond, tribute off the normal monster that's on the board, and go into Lady Lapis, or if you've already got Lady Lapis onto the field, you can do Master Diamond to trigger off further effects. Must be first special summoned with the fusion. Must be first fusion summon with the above fusion materials, which is 3 Gem Knight monsters. You can only special summon Lady Brilliant Diamond once per turn. You can send 1 face-up Gem Knight monster you control to the graveyard. If you do, special summon 1 Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Which is very helpful. Then I do play the 1 Gem Knight Master Diamond. Must be fusion summoned. This card gains 100 attack for each gem monster in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one. You can banish 1 level 7 or lower Gem Knight Fusion monster from your graveyard until the end phase. This card's name and original effect become the same as that banished monster. So basically, what I would do is Lady Lapis Lazuli, use her effect, Brilliant Diamond to tribute either her off or fuse Lady Lapis off with another card or 2 I have in hand to go into Gem Knight Master Diamond. Master Diamond to become Lady Lapis Lazuli. To banish her, send another Lazuli to add back a Gem Knight monster, normal monster. So I can add a Lapis for next turn with my Gem Knight Fusion. And Master Diamond becomes Lapis Lazuli, burns for another effect. Well, burns for another amount of damage. I cannot specify what the amount would be because it's dependent on each board. That is all for the actual fusion monsters of the deck, but it is a lot of fun to actually establish with these. Now, what do I do for synchros? I play the one Adamancipator Risen Raptite. It's basically a way, it's like any of the other Adamancipator tuners, but it's not a tuner. During your main phase, you can excavate top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, special summon excavate a rock monster in defense position. Also, place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. During your opponent's turn, if wind monsters your graveyard, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. That'd be great if you're running the Adamancipator Crystal Raptite, because it'll allow you to get a banish. But I basically use it as a way to go into a level 8. I do play the one Cyber's Quantum Dragon because there are cases in which you will establish monsters that equal level 7. It's also a great way if you control a Link monster, which is your Gem Knight Link monster. It can only target this monster for attacks, and your opponent cannot target monsters with card effects except this one. Once returned at the start of the damage step, this card battles an opponent's monster. You can return that opponent's monster to the hand. This card can make a second attack in a row, which is very helpful in board clearing certain monsters that have issues with. Up next, for my level 8, I play Adamancipator Risen Dragite. Basically, you excavate the top 5. For every rock monster you hit, you can then place the... you can return the amount of cards to the hand equal to the number of rock monsters that you revealed on your opponent's board. So it's a great way to bounce back problematic cards. The other thing that I will add is if you have the blue rock, so Dragite, Crystal Dragite in the graveyard, and this is in the graveyard as well, you can place Dragite on top of the deck by shuffling back Adamancipator Risen Dragite from graveyard or field into the extra deck. For the 1xCs, I do play as Gallant Granite. This is just a way to get any rock searcher that you need from your deck to your hand so you can keep comboing off. Usually, I'm searching up an Adamancipator card, but there are certain cases where you would search up a Gem Knight monster. Now, finally, for the links. I play 2 Gem Knight Phantom Quartz. This card is busted for the deck. If this card is link summoned, you can add 1 Gem Knight card, so Gem Knight Fusion, or any of the Gem Knight monsters. You can add some of the new Gem Knight cards if you want. From your deck to your hand, you can pay 1,000 and fusion summon 1 Gem Knight Fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling materials listed on it into your deck that are banished or in your graveyard, but it cannot attack directly this turn. This is a great way to go into Brilliant Diamond or Lady Lapis Lazuli if you need it. I've used it in several cases just to establish more of a capability to burn or further increase my board size so I can further do more damage. Then I do play the 1 Boral Sword Dragon as an additional way to further do more damage. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and once returned, you can target 1 attack monster, change it to defense position. Also, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. When it declares an attack on a face-up monster, you can activate this effect until the end of this turn. This card gains attack equal to the half of the monster's current attack, and if it does, that monster's current attack is halved. So it's just a great way to beat over and do a little bit more damage. Anyways, guys, this is just my take on the Gem Knight Adamancipator deck, and I hope you all greatly enjoyed the deck. If you did, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I do try to read all the comments that you guys do leave, and I take into account of everything that is said. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?